And at that point, a couple things happen. One is the manifest from the freight forwarding company is typically being surrendered to U.S. Customs here, meaning that we're going to transmit what manifest information is. And second is the importer security filing deadline is starting. And that deadline for the importer security filing is 24 hours prior to the loading of the vessel by law, okay? Now, I will give you a little secret here is that the steamship lines currently don't transmit the date that a container is loaded. So Customs is measuring the loading actually based on the day that it's leaving. So it actually gives you a little more time. Typically at Scarborough, we recommend that we get this information 48 to 72 hours in advance or at the time that the shipment is being loaded. If we could get it at the time that the shipment is being loaded, that's great because we can transmit the security filing to U.S. Customs as far in advance as need be. And these are the elements that are required from your vendor. We need to know the seller's name and address, the buyer's name and address. We need to have your importer EIN number, which if we're the customs broker that's transmitting that, we've already got that. So you don't need to give that to your vendor overseas to put on their documents. So again, that importer EIN number, IRS number, don't have them put that. Don't put that on a purchase order. Your customs broker has that on file. It was required on the power of attorney when you signed one for a customs broker to handle your import clearances. We need to know the manufacturer or supplier. And again, that may be different than the seller of the goods, the ship-to party in the United States, the country of origin, the harmonized tariff number to a 6-digit level. A harmonized tariff number is 10 digits, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. The container stuffing location and the consolidator. Those are the 10 elements that are required for us to transmit to Customs, and then the steamship company actually transmits 11 and 12th element there, the master bill of lading and house bill of lading. So anyways, at the time your shipment is being loaded overseas, we want to be asking them for the ISF information or the importer security filing information. Timing again on that, we were asking for it 72 hours in advance. What is the potential risk if you don't file it on time? One, fines up to $5,000 per violation. And the second is up to $10,000 max per bill of lading. It could also generate exams and holds and or cargo releases held if the ISF data is not received. And why the different levels or listed here for potential violations. And I'll tell you one of them is that for some companies like General Motors and some of the large companies, you know, these small violations, they have to have their goods continue to move. That's the number one thing. If manufacturer, and we work with a ton of manufacturers, if they're missing a piece on the line and that line shuts down, that assembly line shuts down, it could cost them $1 million a day. So having that potential risk be holding the freight, holding the cargo, delaying it somehow is oftentimes a larger penalty than some of these violations. But anyways, Customs is measuring that violation based on loading date or the date that it leaves. So we've been pretty successful in getting security filings for our clients. And most of the import trade is very good at providing this information today, because this import security filing actually started in 2009. So anyways, pretty good at getting this information with regards to that. And again, it's just all about risk. It's all about protecting the borders is what the security filing is about.